Hey everyone, I'm here to make a video over something that we've talked about before, which is going to be our beginning of the year assessment. You will have two beginning of the year assessments. You will have one for reading. Write this down. This will be Monday, September 14th. You will have one for math the following Monday, which is Monday, September 21st. So I know you may be kind of nervous. Oh my God, this is my first test. Don't worry about it. I'm going to go through everything with you so you understand how to navigate it and how to take the test. Got it? Alrighty. Well, let's start off with going over what the beginning of the year assessment is. The beginning of the year assessments are meant to serve as kind of like a starting point. It is not going to be any sixth grade material. It's going to be the fifth grade, would have been the fifth grade STAAR test. So it's basically just to kind of see what you remember from fifth grade. It's to assist districts and parents in measuring the students' understanding from the previous year. Let's see. Beginning of the year assessments are best administered to students based on their 2019-2020 enrolled grade level, which means last year you were in fifth grade, so you'll be taking fifth grade tests, like I just said. Let's see, we don't need to know about high school students. So right here, this tutorial will show you how the online test works and how to use the online tools. It also helps to make sure your device will work for the test. Click on the link below to access the tutorial. So that's what we will be doing. We'll be clicking on this link. Come on now, there it goes. Sometimes my computer's a little slow whenever I'm recording. Alrighty, here it is. We are on test now. We've already put everything in, or the way this works is like if we're already logged in, so we're ready to start the test. So I'm going to click start. Here's a tutorial. It's going to be 28 questions, which is really like 28 slides. I'm ready to start. You are about to learn how you will get through your test and how to use all the different buttons and tools to help you do your best. Everything you do here is practice, so don't worry about making a mistake. You will not be scored. So there are three parts on this test: moving throughout the test, using the tools in the test, and working with the test questions. So use the blue arrow button at the top to move to the next screen. I'm clicking. Different parts of the top of the screen, sorry. This picture names the different buttons you will find at the top of the screen. You will use these buttons to move throughout the test. So like we just used to go to the next slide, this button right here, we will use that to go to the next question. If you're like, oh, wait, I think I remember something on the other question. Let me go back. You click this one. Let's say if you're kind of like, man, I think I did that right, but I'm tired of working on that question. I want to go to another question. You can go right here to bookmark, which will draw your attention back to that question. And then when you get back to that question, you'll remember what you need to do. Let's say we're on question 15 and I want to review question number 6. I can just click right here. And let's say I want to bookmark this question. So right here, you can see that these have orange circles. Why do you think they have orange circles? Correct. You looked at the key. That means that they are not answered. Number 2 has this blue little bookmark. That means it is bookmarked. And there's a total of 28 questions. So right here, it will tell you the question number. Right here will tell you the question number. It will tell you what test you're in. So Monday, September 14th, if you are in math, there's a problem. You should be taking your reading test, right? So make sure that this matches with the test you should be taking. I'm going to go to the next one. Right here, we've already discussed this. This is the review button. The review button all right, I'm back. So we've already discussed the review button. The review button lets you go back to the questions to review your answers. You can see the review list at any time by just selecting the review button. Whenever you select the review button, it just shows you all your questions and if you've answered it or if you've bookmarked it. Let's go to the next section. I'm going to click the blue arrow. Bookmarking. Again, why would we use bookmarking? So the bookmark buttons let you mark the questions you want to come back to later. Again, let's say, man, I forgot this. I don't know what to do on this one, but I don't want to answer it. I don't want to skip it. So I'm going to bookmark it so I know that I need to review that later. Alrighty. So exiting and resuming the test later. If you need to exit your test before completing it, select the button next to your name in the top right corner of the screen. And then you're going to select Sign Out of TestNav. I want to exit this test and finish it later. At the exit test window will appear. Select the button that says Save and Return Later. So I'm going to go here, sign out, and we want to save and return later. We do not want to submit it yet because we're not finished. Submitting the test. Let's say we're finally ready to submit it. When you reach the end of the test, you will see this screen. The icon tells you how many questions are not answered right here and how many questions are bookmarked. So does this person have any questions not answered? No, this person has all of their questions answered, so they are ready to submit it. Select the review button at the top of the screen to go back to the questions to review your answers. So if you have 1 or 2 or 3 right here, that means that you need to, that you have not submitted those answers. Right here, if you have a bookmark, that means you want to go back. So if you show any numbers on these 2, do not submit yet because you're not ready to submit. When you are done reviewing, select End of Section. So I'm at review, I'm going to go all the way down to End of Section. If you are ready to submit your test for scoring, please select the button that says Submit Final Answers. A second window will appear to make sure that you are for sure you're ready to submit. Using the tools. This part of the tutorial will show you how to use the tools in your test. Practice questions will help you learn about tools. Select tools from the toolbar and from the user drop-down menu. Your test may also have other tools on the right side of the screen, depending on which test it is. So right here is a pointer. I have a ruler. I have that's an inch ruler. I'm sorry, you have to pay attention. This is a centimeter ruler, a notepad, answer eliminator, and a calculator. This picture shows the tools you can select from the toolbar, which is what I just went over. Select a tool button once in the toolbar to open a tool. So let's say I want to go to ruler. Here's my ruler. I want to measure. This pointer is about 2.5 centimeters long. You can use only one tool at a time. You will see only the tools in the test. On a question, you are allowed to use them. So if I'm on a reading test, do you think I'm going to have this tool? No. Good job. You can use the pointer tool to select an answer, to drag an answer to the correct spot, to mark objects, to turn other tools on and off. This is how you can, so let's say I have the ruler. Okay, I'm only touching that ruler, right? I want to go back to the pointer. I want to get rid of it. Always go back to the pointer. Use the ruler tool to measure images that are on the screen. So let's use inch ruler. Select the ruler button from the toolbar to use the ruler. Select and drag the circles at the end of the ruler to rotate it. Oh, interesting. Let's say I want to try and use this ruler for this section. I'm going to line it up right there. Let's say I need to drag it a little bit more to get it perfectly straight. So I can say that's a little bit bigger than 3 inches. Interesting, I like that. I'm going to go back to the pointer to remove that ruler. Let's go to the next screen. Notepad. To write notes during the test, use the notepad tool. Select the notepad button and then type your notes in the box. To move the notepad, on the screen, select the top of the notepad. Your notes will automatically save when you close the notepad. So let's say I need to do this. So I'm trying to remember PEMDAS. PEMDAS. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Alright. If I want to use it, okay, I'm done with that. Exit. If you return to the question later, you can see your notes by selecting the notepad button. Boom, it's still there. Good job. Alrighty. Let's go to the next one. Calculator. Let's use a calculator. It says, please use a calculator to solve the following. Let's say that's my question. So let's say I'm trying to do 3 times 15 equals 45. Okay, good. This calculator's in my way. How do I get rid of it? Good. You press the pointer button. To the next slide. I want to eliminate an answer. So let's say I know right off the bat that this is a silly answer. You're going to select the answer eliminator, and then you're going to click on one of the answer choices. This is not an actual test, so that's why it doesn't, like, when I click, it doesn't show. But they've already clicked out these two. Select the answer eliminator again, or the pointer tool to select the correct answer. So let's say I eliminate this one, eliminate this one, eliminate this one. Well, I pick C, oh, guess what? It's going to still eliminate because I'm still under the eliminator tool. I have to go back to the pointer, and then I can select C. All right, now it lets us try it. So let's say, I'm reading it, wrong, wrong, wrong. I want to come here, right there. Highlighter tool. So let's go use the highlighter tool. Select and drag over a few words of somewhere on this page. Alrighty, so it says use the highlighter tool, select and drag over a few words. Let's say, I want to change this. Alright, I highlight it. I want to change it to this color. And then I want to take it away. There we go. Alright, let's go to the top. Tools in the user drop-down menu. Some tools are selected from the user drop-down menu. This picture shows the tools that can be selected. So I click right here. Let's say I want to change the background. Let's say this is just too bright for me. I need a softer color. There we go. Let's say I want to go back to the default. The color contrast is what we just talked about. We just select our color, or we can go back. Magnifier and zoom tool. So let's say I want to enable the magnifier. I want to come right here because I just can't tell. Whenever I measure something, I just can't tell how close it is. Right here. So it's a little bit better for me to see. To disable the magnifier, use the drop-down menu and click it again to disable it. Line Reader Mask tool. Let's see what that is. Drag the Line Reader Mask tool over any question and read a passage. Oops, wrong one. Oh, I do like that. I need this for when I'm reading. So it keeps me, because I know whenever we're reading on the computer, sometimes it's hard. So it keeps me all in check and I can read line by line. I come here to hide it. Alrighty, it wants us to use the line reader, so let's use it right here. Drag it over question, select the bottom right corner of the mask to change it. Let's say I want to do it right here. Select the bottom right corner to change the window size. Let's say I want to make this, I want to read 2 lines at a time. There we go. Now we're going to go and hide it. Answering masking tool. The answer masking tool lets you choose which answer choices will show on the screen. Select Enable Answer Masking from the user dropdown. Okay. To show an answer, a masked answer, select the eye the covered I or the slash to the I, okay. Masking this answer choice, okay. Mask this answer choice and then unmask it, okay. Okay. So now let's disable it. Alrighty. Use the text-to-speech tool to listen to the questions and answer choices. Use the text-to-speech buttons are found on the right side.
1. Select the Play Text-to-Speech button on the text-to-speech tool to start the read aloud for these steps. 2. Select the Play Text-to-Speech button again to stop the read aloud.
Okay, I click that to stop. Select the text-to-speech setting buttons and then click a plus or minus. Let's say I want it to talk a little bit faster.
1. Select the Play Text-to-Speech button on the text-to-speech. 1. Select the Play Text-to-Speech button on the text-to-speech tool to start the read aloud for these steps. 1.
Alright.
Select the Play Text-to-Speech button on the text-to-speech tool to start the read aloud for the...
I want to stop right there. Select the toggle click to hear button and then select the text in the step to start reading aloud here.
Select the toggle click to hear button
So that's,
and then
I'm
select...
going to pause right there. So that's interesting. Let's say on this, we can read all these words here, but let's say we get to this one, we don't know which one to read, or we don't know what this word is, toggle, right? I can click this button right here, and I can click where I want it to start reading.
Select the toggle click to hear button.
There we go. Alrighty. Exhibits. Your test may have an information sheet that will help you answer questions, such as like a formula chart. To open the sheet, select the exhibit buttons on the right side of the screen. So here it is. Here's my formula chart. Alright. This section shows you how to work with the types of questions that may be in your test. Scrolling, multiple choice, and gradables. Alright. Scrolling. You may need to scroll to the bottom, just like how I'm doing, because let's say it's a long question. You need to scroll all the way down. So you can either use your mouse and scroll down, or you can click and scroll it down. Multiple choice. Practice answering these questions about multiple choice. Okay, I just want to click here. Do you notice that even if I have one clicked, I click somewhere else, it's going to move what I chose. So make sure whenever you're going to the next page or something, you don't accidentally click somewhere. Alright, some of these will be typing. Type this fraction. 3/5. Now change your answer to 23. So I'm going to erase it. 23.75. Okay, then erase it. Change the answer to -54. Then erase it. Change your answer to 6,345. Alrighty. You are at the end of this tutorial. On the next page, select the button that says Submit Final Answers to finish this tutorial. On the Test Submit warning pop-up, select Yes to submit the final answers. Alrighty. So I'm going to go over one more. Do you see how it tells me right here, not answered, 3 of them, and I have 2 bookmarks. So if this was my actual test, I would not be ready to submit it because I have some that are not answered and I have some that I still need to look at. So let's go to the review. Let's take these bookmarks off because we've already looked at them. Let's answer these. Alrighty, now let's go to intersection. Now I'm ready to submit. Submit final answers. Are you sure you want to submit final answers? You will not be able to return to this test. Yes, I'm ready. That's it. Now, let's go over, we went over all the details of the test. Now let's go over how you log into the test. So I'm going to exit out. Here we are. We're in our Google Classroom. I, as your first period teacher, will have already sent you your passcode, your username, and your password, because there's a passcode for each test, math test and reading test, and then you'll have your username and your password. So let's go back here. We've already went over the tutorials on test day. Let me zoom in on here a little bit. Let's send. All right. So on test day, log into ClassLink. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to go to, let me switch to my student account. I'm going to go to Galena Park ISD. I'm going to go to, let's go to the home page, and I'm going to click students. When I click students, right here, we have ClassLink web version. Right there, I'm going to click that. Now, I will go to, let's see, what does it want me to go to? SchoolNet. Let's find SchoolNet. Sorry, I have too many things open. Let's look for SchoolNet. Boom, found it. Right here, I'm going to sign in. What ISD do you go to? You go to Galena Park ISD. So let's find Galena Park ISD. Username. Your username, well, I would have already sent it to you. So let's go back. Here's my just little fake student account right here. BOY assessment login information. I'm going to click on there, reading. So my username is going to be my first initial, my last name, and there may be another M. Ramirez, so that's why I'm M. Ramirez 2. So I come in to log in. I'm going to go to M. Ramirez 2. Next, my password is a little weird right here. So I'm just going to highlight it and I'm going to copy it because I don't want to worry about that. Right here. And then we're going to paste it and then you'll click sign in. So that's this information. Next, you're going to start the test. To start the test, you're going to have to put the test code. So that's where we remember on Monday, September 14th, I will be taking reading. So I will know that Ms. Ramirez will already have sent me, if I'm in her first period, whoever your first period teacher will send it to you. So my passcode or my test code is 5 reading. So when I get right here, I'm going to type in 5 reading. I'm going to type in go. You're going to check that information on the screen to make sure it is correct. Once it is correct, you will start your test. We already know how to submit it. We already know that we need to do a final. Yes, I'm ready to submit. Right then and there, you will get your results. Right then and there, you will get your results. You will see how many questions you answered were correct, how many were incorrect, and what was your percent score. I would write that down just so you could have it. And that is it. Every single one of you need to go over this video and to use this video to see how to help you to log in for this beginning of the year math test and the beginning of the year reading test. Bye.